Let the unity continues with
Hello and welcome to Caribbean Vibrations, TV's hottest Caribbean show. It's your host, Alain, and I'm in the middle of the Canadian Screen Awards, Canada's version of the Oscars and Emmys all rolled into one. We got a jam-packed show for you, and here's what's coming up.
On today's show, we are all over the place. A great video from Marshall Montano, plus we got an interview with Stephen Arnell, Arrow, as well as my man Justin from T.TV. But first up, we got a chance to check out the Comedy and Conscious Show, a fundraiser for the Redemption Reintegration Services at the Drake Hotel in Toronto.
I didn't know. I thought it was just like, bleh! That's what I thought. That's what I thought happened. Don't like kick a dude down because they're dumb. Yeah, you know, no brain power. It's like, oh, wow, that was amazing, though. I thought it was interesting. I'm just like, oh, my God, that's painful. It sounds painful. It sounds worse than labor. I'm like, labor, that's what labor sounds like.
Sure. Redemption Reintegration Services is an organization that's committed to building the capacity of young people from all communities across the city of Toronto. We work with young people coming out of incarceration. Young people have challenges as it relates to homelessness, substance abuse, mental illness, educational attainment, a plethora of systemic problems that young people face in the city of Toronto. Tonight's show is a fundraiser. Sustainability of the organization is very important to us, and trying to find innovative ways to generate revenue through social enterprise, social economy, and through a comedy show is obviously very important to us as an organization. Years ago, I ran for school board trustee, and I think the Campaign for Equity in Education is trying to once again engage the community around civic engagement and really build the capacity of folks to realize some of the disparity that manifests with young people around education.
No, Yard is back home though. I'm from a village. I'm from a village. I moved here when I was 13 years old. That's how old I was when I came to Canada. A lot of big new differences. The crazy part is that I don't think I should feel guilty for people being offended. Like I was making fun of racism. Someone I thought was a fast person, you know, trying, like bigotry. I thought was the oak in front of my neighbor's house. You know what I mean? Because they had a bigotry than we did, right? I was trying to help, and I actually offended someone for me doing my best efforts to make sure somebody's comfortable. Like this guy came up to me and he got offended because he heard the word racist. Like, listen, you shouldn't talk about racism. I actually had that, and I don't mind because we all care. We always try to help. So my first response was, I was like, oh, sorry, man, how come? And this is the part that made me laugh. Like, he goes, because we're living in a day and age where it doesn't even exist anymore. So I said, but I hate you.
I haven't been there since I was 13, but in my comedy, I definitely make fun of it as well. But growing up there, it's very humbling, and I'm very grateful for it. It's built my foundation. I got lucky, and again, things like that I'm very fortunate to ever get a chance to do, because I did not expect for those kind of things to happen. Usually when you come to this country, see, I should say this, the reason why I don't do a lot of interviews is because people always think that you're trying to say you have it. Nobody had it worse than a lot of our generation, and a lot of, no matter what race they were, no one could complain. I know that. So I don't even like adding to it, but I'm very grateful for any possibility of me even performing stand-up for any kind of a living, because it's not a dream that I thought was possible for me, you know what I mean? There's still other things I could do. I've matured a little bit since, and I've realized that there's other things I could do and will do. But this is very good for me. I thought this is something just my kids would get to do, you know. So I think I've worked very hard and from some very good support.
I have good upbringing. I know when to separate the things I'm learning in North America from my Caribbean upbringing. Like, not to say we don't make mistakes. I've done it. I used to hear about this cussing out your parents thing. Anybody ever cuss out immigrant parents by accident? You know what happens after you pull that off? You black out.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations. Give us a call at 416-451-8596 or email us at caribbeanvibrationstv@gmail.com.
Now available at Island Mix Restaurant and Lounge in Pickering, Durham's best authentic West Indian brunch. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All of your back home favorites such as bygone choka, tomato choka, smoked herring, saltfish, and more. Served with your choice of bake, paratha, or sada roti. Enjoy complimentary tea or coffee while you wait. In Pickering, call us at 905-831-1MIX. That's 905-831-1649. Come, taste the mix. Islandmix.ca. Check us on the web. www.islandmix.ca.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations, and we're here in the Ottawa area. And when you're in Ottawa, you got to check out all the Caribbean spots. And one of the spots that's bumping right now, and will continue to bump, is Bananas. So we're here with Trevor, Mr. Mason. Tell us the concept behind Bananas.
Honestly, we just wanted something to stand out differently in the market, and we were looking for a name that everybody is familiar with in the Caribbean. Everyone knows what a banana is, and it's just the concept. The food is bananas. When you try it, it tastes different than most places that you would go to. So the whole concept behind it, the greens and the yellows, it stands out. There are Caribbean colors in here, and it's something different for our market.
Now, speaking of something different, I don't eat poutine. But you guys had poutine, so tell us about your
poutine. Is a little different. We have the Caribbean-style poutine, we have the jerk poutine, we have the jerk pork poutine, and we even have a curry poutine if you want that. So it's a little bit different, and it's tasty. People always think, you know, how can you put curds and curry together? But when you taste it, I don't know if you had it when you were here.
No, I had the jerk chicken. It was actually pretty good. It was pretty good. I don't eat cheese curds, so my diet mash up right now, but it was a lot of fun. It was good. It was good.
But Canadians, you know you love your poutine, and we're in Ottawa, the nation's capital, so we had to try something different, and the Caribbean-style poutine is what we came up with for bananas, right? It's so bananas.
All right, so you know what? One of the things, I'm doing my little workout thing, and I'm trying to get slim and trim. You guys have smoothies. So tell us the inspiration behind the Grenadian special, the Karani.
The Karani smoothie is a combination of nutmeg, condensed milk, bananas, and chocolate, and we have to name it after Karani because I'm from Grenada and he's from the Spice Island, first gold medalist on the island. We had to represent for Grenada.
Now, if people want to find out more information about Bananas, where they can find you guys, anything like that, where can they go?
Down the road, we hope the franchise eventually want to get this one right first, but we're located in Ottawa, Ontario, 2010 Trim Road, Unit 13 in the Sobeys Plaza.
Okay. You're watching Caribbean Vibrations. Make sure you come and check it out.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations. Give us a call at 416-451-8596 or email us at caribbeanvibrationstv@gmail.com.
Mango Sports Bar and Lounge is a great place to celebrate your events. Whether it's a birthday party, bridal shower, or special dinner, we can do it all. Check out our great new menu, and we also cater. For more info, call us at 905-361-1243 or online at mangoslounge.com.
Shop back. Y'all are send text, say them want flex including Zero Friday, 2 Rex, make y'all press vex. Antoinette, tell me say she want her next. She rate me so much I won't fight on X. Yo, them want to roll it man, them not care what. Y'all from my area and y'all from Montpellier. Skin catch a fire when them see me on the telly. Y'all call my phone and say them want me secret admire. Click my finger, girl on the roll with me, yeah. Say them on the stroll with me, girl.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations, CVTV, and we're here with Mr. Stephen Arnell. So, right now you're doing the big show, Arrow. Tell us a bit how you got into that, because, you've done a lot of different things, such as Queer as Folk, and of course, Kink in My Hair. So how'd you actually get that role?
Kink in My Hair? I was the Was I the first white person on to Kink? I might have been. My friend Ngozi, I miss her. I saw her in Vancouver a couple weeks ago. I was down in LA. I'd been down in LA for about 2 years when I got cast in Arrow, and it was just I started out with guest stars and booked a regular and was working on private practice at the time, and then it was pilot season and it came up just like any other audition and went great.
Okay, not perfectly. You guys are moving into more and more markets. So where are you guys going next with the show?
I think our next big market is Australia. I just did some press with them, which usually means that the show is about to launch. We just came out in Sweden, we came out in Hungary, but yeah, Australia is our next big one. Good, man. They were, they were upset when it first started that I wasn't Justin Hartley, and then they saw the costume and they went, well, the costume's cool, but who knows about the show? And then they saw the trailer and they're like, well, it's a good trailer, but who knows? And then they saw the pilot and they liked it, but they're like, well, it's the pilot. And now they seem to be pretty much in our corner.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. All right, thanks again.
Hello, you're watching Caribbean Vibrations, and we're here at the first annual Canadian Screen Awards. And by luck, I happened to run into one of my friends, and I'm going to say friend, Justin Edmond from T.TV. And for those who don't know, I went to Windsor, he went to UFT. I did a bus trip to Howard, and that's how we met.
Exactly.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're here for T.TV.
Yes, I am.
T.TV. But you're not just here for the website, you're actually your website. So tell us about the genesis of T.TV.com.
Alrighty, so it all started back in 2005. Toronto's a multicultural city. It's a cosmopolitan city. It's North America's 4th largest city. So this is not a small place. Toronto all the time that it's some sleepy little town. It's a major cosmopolitan center with a lot to offer and a lot to show. So I realized that the mainstream media doesn't cover everything that is happening in the city.
Unless it's Caribbean Vibrations.
Unless it's Caribbean Vibrations, of course, Alan. And so I decided to start T.TV. My background is in tech, so I created the website. Built my first video player before YouTube even launched. I designed it in Flash myself. And yeah, it's been one story after another, and we've just morphed into this much bigger and often growing
Now,
entity.
if I go to the website, what makes me want to go to your website to get this information as opposed to go to, say, for example, Toronto Star or Toronto.com, these types of websites?
Well, first of all, Toronto.com has no video content. So we have a different flavor. You know, we don't do things the traditional way. I've been told before, oh, you got to do it this way because this is how CBC does it. It's not about that. This is how it's a new medium. Online video is a relatively new medium, and we're just exploring the medium in new ways and telling stories that you don't necessarily hear at the Toronto Star and all those other more mainstream media outlets. Yeah.
Now, are you guys ever looking for bloggers, contributors, anything like that?
We will be. Up until now, we haven't had a lot of blogging action going on the site, but that's something we want to do more of in 2013. Yeah, for sure.
Any more expansions to say NewYorkTV.com, Baltimore TV? I'm just asking.
Yeah. Hey, it's definitely a possibility. What people don't know is that I've had website addresses parked for Vancouver and Montreal for years. So when I'm ready, when we feel that we're ready, we'll go into those markets. Yeah.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, Alan.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations. Alan here. I hope you really enjoyed this week's show, coming to you live and direct from Canadian Screen Awards inside Sony Centre for the Performing Arts in Toronto. We'll see you next week on Caribbean Vibrations.